Welcome back, gentlemen. It's a Monday morning, marching orders, guys, starting off the week. And the message is set yourself apart for greatness, guys. In today's world, guys, if you haven't noticed, for you guys to be deemed rebellion, in other words, is to go against the majority. Now, the majority, if you can see, is highly distracted. They're not focused and they don't move with intention. They don't have a plan. For you to be focused and having a plan for your life is actually to be rebellious. For you to be on your grind, responsible, and being intentional with your day. Not with just saying, "Oh, I hope or I want this in my life," without ever putting action behind your words, or even sitting down and actually writing down exactly how does that look like? How does your vision, how does your goal actually look like, and how does it how what does it take to actually get there? It's few. And this is the idea that the few, many are called, but few are chosen, because the few that are chosen are those who actually did the work to become capable of handling such responsibilities. The chosen are the ones who decided to set themselves apart by progressively overloading on cortisol. In other words, they are opening themselves up to responsibility and accountability. And nothing worthy or valuable or desired by others is to be found in something that does not take a certain amount of skill. So everything that you want in this world takes actual knowledge, it takes understanding, it takes the application of self, it takes grit, it takes the ability to handle stress. There's a lot of things that a lot of people want, but they're not willing to put in the work for it. They're for their own desire, right? And their lazy hand will be the cause of their destruction. And this is right where a lot of people are jealous. A lot of people walk with envy without ever recognizing and looking into a person's life who has become successful, right? A lot of people want to downplay it, right, by saying that those people got lucky. No, there's no such thing as luck, guys. Here and there, but seldom. But luck always expires, right? People say, "Oh, it's luck," but if they're able to do it day in and day out, guess what? It's a skill. And there was a lot of things that they did behind the scenes for them to be able to get there. Hours of practice, thousands of mistakes, missing out on things. No, they chose things to build. They intentionally chose to build things instead of to go out throughout the day without laboring towards their vision. There's people who wake up and the only thing that's on their mind is their vision. There's other people who wake up on their mind, there's nothing on their mind except consumption. What am I going to eat? What show's on? They only think about what they can consume without ever thinking about what can I build? What can I labor towards? How can I cultivate myself? How can I put myself in a position where I can embetter myself, and by effect, you're embettering everybody else around you? Is because when you realize you can embetter yourself, there's something that happens to you. You become a lot more joyful with yourself. There's more peace because when you're actually working towards your goals from aligned actions, right? You feel satisfied. You feel fulfilled. When you feel satisfied, fulfilled, you are naturally going to be a happier human. And you being happier is going to positively affect those who are close to you, those who, uh, your family members are going to see that, hey, you're putting in the work. And if they are putting in the work, I can too. Maybe you might have that one off few 20, 30% of people in your life that Or, they're going to see it. They're actually going to be envious about you. But the other are going to be either happy for you or you're going to inspire them. So there's no reason for you to choose, for no reason for you guys to choose to be average. Nothing great comes with being average, particularly now. Being average is not something to be proud of. Being average is to be unconscious. To be average is to be distracted. To be average is to live life without a plan. And if you're living life without a plan, you're not built to withstand. If you're not built to withstand, you're emotionally unregulated. You don't have any control in your life. You allow external circumstances to determine who you are and what you do on a daily basis. You drift by life, just allowing life to go by, time to tick tock, and a lot of people live like that. And that is not that to me is a unrighteous life. Unrighteousness is not just, doing bad things. It's living a life that is meaningless. It's living a life that isn't built with preparation or anything planned. You have to have a life of plans. That is a meaningful life. When you wake up and you know, hey, these are my goals, these are my tasks, this brings a lot of purpose to your life. And especially knowing that doing all these small things throughout the day, taking care of your health, building the business, building something, creating something, being part of something, right? Something beyond consumption and self and gluttony and greed and whoredom, right? You are tapping into a set of energy or spirit, whichever word you prefer to use, that allows you to see life with color. There's a lot of people that live life with dullness, colorlessness. To have color into your life, there has to be meaning, there has to be purpose. And trust me, purpose of self-consumption, greed, and selfishness is very, very dark. It's gray. It's not colorful. You don't see the 7 colors of the rainbow. Living a life of purpose that forces you to cultivate your gifts, to stand out, to do things that you're scared of, to be kind, to be loving, to find out how can you express love, or how can you express your inner God into reality. How can you allow Christ to express himself through you? That is color. Figuring out how can I bring more peace and reconciliation to my reality. That begins to bring your true identity out, is because your true identity is I am loved, which is where the source of peace is. And then you expressing this love into your reality as being one with love, that allows you to experience joy. And the funny thing is, what is the world suffering with? Depression and anxiety. The opposite of depression and anxiety is joy and peace. Anxiety comes from not knowing who you are, so you're always in people-pleasing mode. You're always in people-pleasing mode. You're always looking for validation, always feeling unworthy, and whatever you do is not good enough. That creates anxiety. Believing that your external environment concludes your identity or self-worth, or value. That is wrong. That creates anxiety. And moving from that identity creates depression. Depression is the accumulation of false expressions. Peace comes from knowing who you are, which is that you are loved and you don't have to work for it. And this comes through realization of who the Creator is, who the Father is. And this is what Christ revealed, that God loves you and he is well pleased with you. But the spell or the bewitchment that created the kingdom of darkness is you are not good enough, and there's something outside of you that will make you whole, and you need to compare yourself to others. That is a lie. So the truth will set you free, helping you realize that you are loved, you are worthy. And this allows you to do the things that you are called to do. And this expression of your I am lovedness into your reality is where you find joy and meaning and participate in being one with God. But to conclude this message, guys, set yourselves apart for greatness, for excellence. Be focused, be concentrated. To be focused and concentrated is to be righteous, it is to be aligned. Live a life that's intentional and with meaning. You are the originator of it. Find out a way to express love into this reality and it will transform your life. Learn how to steward. Learn how to take responsibility for your body, your mind, and your time. If you take responsibility and learn how to subdue those three things in your life, you will have something that's called a transformation. Life transformation. It's called spiritual resurrection. You will resurrect your whole reality because you learned how to steward. Be a good steward. Don't be one of the bad stewards. All right. Other than that, guys, do your prayers. Take action, take action, take action. Be curious, be consistent, be courageous. Ask for your daily bread and take care of business, and God bless, and talk with God as well. Take care.